What's here, y'all? Well, as part of our daily stakes play at Saratoga, we're going to be looking at Thursday's featured stakes race from the spa, and that is the John Morrissey Stakes. It's ungraded at 150,000. Ninth race on the card, run at 7 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up, New York breds, and big field. And it's another one that you've got a lot of horses with a lot of sameness to them. You can see we don't have necessarily a horse who's going to be going to the lead, dedicated to it, I should say. So it makes for kind of an interesting race shape, especially when you have 13 horses to deal with. Um, it, I found it. I had to whittle down because there were quite a few to consider, and again, it has to do with sameness. So, what we're looking for, in this type of scenario, is I want to see form, and certainly proficiency at 7 furlongs helps. Uh, but it also has to do with class, and some of these are kind of pushing the ceiling of the ungraded stakes company or state bred stakes company, and some of them are beyond it and can run a little better in more prominent events or in graded stakes or an open company, let's say. So uh, those are the ones that we want to be talking about because then the rest of them are kind of dead wood. I mean, but in looking at it, it is hard to separate quite a few of these. Now, you take a horse like Cicciabello, for instance. He's just working lights out for a 6-year-old. Had to work two back, first out of 143, and is coming off a career high. There's a red flag though because this horse went right to the bench after it. Uh, at 6 furlongs, certainly that they start being a little hard to trust, and I think in order to be prominent in this race would have to run a career high. What I the reason I'm throwing out, and I did consider at first, especially at 15 to 1, was that the better efforts Cicciabello have are coming from off the pace and fairly significantly back. Uh, this horse has tried to go to the lead prior and never seems to have enough in the stretch. And so, what I'm thinking, based upon the work tab, is that this horse is super sharp. So, I can't see laying in the weeds in the rear. This one's going to go to the lead. And that has not worked out well for Cicciabello. So, I think, if anything, it'll be a horse to point to. What you're talking about is very logical for Wesley Ward. He's been doing well at Saratoga. Um, you know, Wesley Ward loves to rest his horses. They don't run that often. They go to the bench quite a bit. But this one's had a nice natural progression. And I don't think 7 furlongs is going to be a problem. Just won a graded stakes, a grade 3. And certainly so this would be a little bit of class relief. Problem I have is this horse is running from the 9 hole in a really big field, and there's bound to be some traffic issues. Probably going to have to hustle a little bit more than uh, he'd like to in the race. But certainly, what you're talking about is one to consider, and is a deserving favorite. I just don't like the outside post in this type of field. I settled on Bank Frenzy, mainly because he's got the inside post. This is an ultra consistent performer. It's a very good class fit. Runs generally at a mile, and having that extra panel stamina, I think, is certainly going to help when you've got a big field. Doesn't need the lead. Should be sitting off whoever decides to take the lead, whether it be Winstock or Caldo Candy, one of those, and should make his move. Going to be able to save ground, and in this type of race, certainly who gets the trip is important. So Bank Frenzy is the pick, and at 3 to 1, I think that's square, and that's a good price. Now I did pick Bank Frenzy, but the Wine Steward is a horse that I've always liked from the Derby Trail. He's one of those classics. Like this year, we had a horse like Built. He's a nice horse. He tries every time. He's just not good enough. And that's what the Wine Steward was. on the Derby Trail. He just wasn't as good as the better horses. He ran, he tried hard every single time, but he just wasn't good enough. That's what it came down to. His last couple were not so great, but he has gone to the bench. And Mike Maker is a master horseman, and I think he'll have him ready for this one. It's certainly going to be a confidence builder. I think he's got a favorable post position, and he has the back class to compete here. And I think it's again, being class relief. I really think the Wine Steward is a horse that you want to look at, particularly at 6-1, and he's my very close second choice. Now, when you got a field this big, you also want to find some value because you need prices. And Lightman was one at 10-1. I thought about, but I don't like the 13 hole for him. Dr. Kraft is another one I think is in pretty good form, but I don't think is fast enough. But it may be at post time that might be one to consider because, again, I think the form is pretty good. Shadow Dragon for Bill Mott. Hard to eliminate Bill Mott at Saratoga, but this is a horse who just always disappoints, and I really don't know that he is interested in winning, let's say. He has won, but seems to be more of a social runner than he is a horse that wins. There's Sheriff Bianco for Linda Rice. This one's been around forever. And, he's capable of getting into the money, so if you want to think about him, I don't blame you. Doc Sullivan I like mainly because he's 4 years old, so there's still some upside there. This is a horse who's consistently in the money, brings it every time, has very versatile running style. He can come from the back, he can rate. He could even go to the lead. I don't expect it here from the 12 hole, but at 10-1, that's a square price, and I think he can do whatever's necessary to factor in this race. So that's one we want to consider. Jackson Heights is another one that seems to be on the upswing. Got Dylan Davis in the irons, and he really seems to have figured this horse out. I was overly pleased to get him in his last race, where he took down Yo Banana Boy right at the wire, and we got him at a nice price. And he's dangerous in here if he can progress and take another step forward. He'll be coming from the back. 7 furlong races. Closers are always dangerous, given the unique distance. So at 30-1, we want some value. So let's throw in Jackson Heights. But we're going to go with Bank Frenzy to win the John Morrissey. We'll take a look at our wagering strategy. We'll bet Bank Frenzy to win. We're going to do exactas with the Wine Steward, 2-5 and 5-2, because I do think the Wine Steward has to be considered a major threat in here. And then we'll do a key box with what you're talking about thrown in there. So 2 with 5 and 9. Trifecta, we're going to go with the Wine Steward and Bank Frenzy, 2-5-2-5 with 8, 9, 12. And then 2-5 with 8, 9, 12 with 2-5. And so there it is, the John Morrissey. Hope our analysis helps you with your own wagering strategy. Wish you the best of luck as always. And certainly if you do like content like this, please like and subscribe. And again, thanks so much to all of you who continue to grow our community. Had some very nice comments most recently. And John Burton, again, I do want to thank you for being so kind and being so loyal. I really appreciate it. And to all my other loyal subscribers who have been with us for quite some time, thanks again for all your input and all your participation. We really appreciate it. It makes for a good community. We will have plenty of coverage for the Whitney on Saturday. We will have our full card selections available on the website by Friday at 6 o'clock. We will likely give you the pick 5 sequence that's got 4 grade 1s in it. And we will, if time permitting, we'll try to get some Del Mar in there as well. I haven't forgotten about that. Want to get more Del Mar involved. It's just a question of if I have the time. So we'll try to do that. And we'll continue with our daily stakes plays at the spot as well. And if you've noticed anything, you don't have to play the whole card so you don't have to play, for instance, Wednesday's card has got the Johnstone Stakes. That's a really good betting race. I think this Morrissey is a very good betting race as well. So, when you at your lunch break, throw a bet in there on your ADW. And because I think there's some good ROI to be had for sure. So just a little suggestion from me. But anyway, so lots to come from Red at the Wire. So stay tuned for that. That's it from here. I'll talk to you soon. And until then, be well.